One of the first short films that I studied was Solipsist. Solipsist by Andrew H. is an experimental film with philosophical depths that reveal themselves upon inspection, but the film's surface pleasures are more accessible and immediately apparent with the abundant trippy effects and so much colour. This short film gave me inspiration to make more of an experimental film with subtitles and being in black and white. While researching about drama short films, I came across this short called Glen Owen Dodds by Fraser Bailey, which tells a story about a confused young man who suddenly finds himself having a sit-down with God. I think at the heart of the dramatic short film is a conflict between the characters. We have Jane, who is very shy and is a pushover on one hand, and on the other hand, we have her stubborn and drama queen friend Molly. It is important to us to create characters who are binary opposites to help the tension that will help move the plot forward, and it is interesting to see that the consequences that will arise from this conflict. And sure enough, we get the answers we are looking for with this narrative voiceover from Jane. We couldn't really film a large-scale protest, so we had no choice to attach real images to the event, but notice how we changed the opening scene, the confrontation scene, and the pictures to black and white. Like the youth short film I studied called Ghost by Eddie Khadifi, colour was used to show the time period. Black and white is used to emphasise the argument and the protest that has already happened in the past few days. And again, this ending scene is based on another short film's ending called Intercom by Mark Gutteridge, wherein we see shots of characters while we hear sounds of news reports and their neighbour who is killed on the background. Now this scene is important because we wanted to hint what might have happened to our characters, and one of the conventions in most short films is a plot twist, and we wanted to hint this twist subtly, which we have done using news reports from the TV. Looking back, I realised our short film was heavily inspired by other short films. I think the success for being able to make our short was because we used and developed these key conventions from each short film and adapted into our own film, which I think is easier than challenging those conventions.
To do a lot of in-depth research.
There's lots of things written on the internet about and blogging about about the people that have actually written by the people that have actually taken part in the protests.
At Westminster today during a mass demonstration against plans to increase university tuition fees in England. Some protesters converged on the building where the Conservative Party...
Yeah.
It's not, but I do think genuinely that the angle of this that you're going at, if you just go for the concept of protest, is quite original.
Yeah.
But the idea of protest and the people behind it the people that aren't shown by the media, it's been done so many times that actually it has been shown before. It's not an original concept.
No, but what could be original about it is if they show the conflict between the people.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That concept is original.
Yeah.
So you think it's stupid?
About like the subtitles, obviously we were quite different with that. We used subtitles rather than voices from one of the perspectives, so we wanted to know how you felt about that.
Really well, except that because one girl was speaking, the other one was subtitled. It would perhaps have been better if you hadn't been able to see she was speaking, or it'd been clear maybe she was foreign, or there was a reason why you'd subtitled it.
Yeah.
I was a bit confused as well, but I liked the way she didn't speak, and then I thought it was something to do about the education cuts as well, and her voice was all cut out. So.
At the beginning, the filming was kind of jumping, if that makes sense, when she was walking in, and it was jumping, so kind of just like distracting, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The film.
I thought the music was really good, and like when it was playing before them, when the other girl burst in, it changed, and like it fit really well. It was really good.
I liked the way she didn't speak, and then I thought it was something to do about the education cuts as well, and her voice was all cut out. So. That's one idea.
Oh, nice, yeah.
That's right. So I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought if you're trying to point out that the students' voices aren't heard in the debate, you know, you just don't, no matter how loud you shout, you're still not heard. Yeah. Maybe you're down that road, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder, did she truly believe in the cause?
What software are you using to make the music?
I am using Sibelius 6.
Sibelius 6. Is that the music sheet?
And that is your sheet music.
Sheet music. How did you make the music? Like, what did you use?
I've used a MIDI keyboard plugin and played in each note in value, and then changed it using various tools on Sibelius.
Okay. What are you doing now?
Exporting the audio file.